Hi, everybody. As I said, we're just going to wait a few minutes to let everybody who want to join connect, and we'll start the presentation in just a few minutes. Hello, everybody. We'll just wait a couple of minutes to let everybody in, and then we'll start the presentation right away. I don't know how you feel, Margarita and Amy. Maybe we can wait like 2 more minutes and then we start.
Okay.
That sounds all right. There's still people coming in, so just let everybody join and then we'll start. Okay. Still more people coming in. All right, maybe we can start so that we're not too delayed, and then of course we'll let the people who join late come in as they arrive. So hi everybody, welcome to this presentation. It's actually 2 presentations in one, or even 3 presentations in one. I'm Sylvain Catravo. I work for the Office of International Affairs at Sciences Po, and I'll let maybe my colleagues introduce themselves. Before we start, Amy, do you want to say a word?
Hi, my name is Amy. My name's Amy Jarek, and I actually work at University of California, Berkeley, and I'm here today because we partner with Sciences Po to do a dual degree program.
Hi, and I'm Margarita Cervera. I'm from a TBS Business School, a French business school with a campus in Toulouse, in the south of France, and a campus in Barcelona. And I'm here also to speak about the disadvantages to have different campuses in different countries.
Yeah, so today we're just going to talk to you about 2 very different programs. The first one is the dual degree between Sciences Po and the University of California, Berkeley. And so I'll present the part about Sciences Po. Amy will talk to you about Berkeley, and then we'll leave the floor to Margarita, who can talk to us about the program that they offer at TBS. So thank you for joining us. As I say, I work for the Office of International Affairs at Sciences Po, where I'm in charge of the cooperation with North America. And I will give you a very brief overview about the programs that we offer at Sciences Po in general, and then how we connect specifically to the program at UC Berkeley. So Sciences Po is an international university based in France. We have 7 different campuses scattered around France. Our main one and historical one in Paris, but we have 6 other campuses throughout the country in Le Havre, Menton, Dijon, Reims, etc. And you can, after the presentation, come and visit the Sciences Po booth, where you'll learn a little bit more about where our campuses are located. And the idea is that all the 7 campuses offer basically the same program, which is a foundation in social sciences, but with a regional focus, a regional concentration. So if you choose to study in Reims, for example, you'll be focusing on North America or in Africa. If you come to Le Havre, you'll be focusing on Asia. If you go to Menton, you'll be focusing on the Middle East, etc., etc. So we offer 7 different campuses, but as I said, they all offer the same general program in social sciences. So for the first 2 years, regardless of where you're studying at any of the 7 campuses, you'll start by learning about the 6 main disciplines of Sciences Po: history, law, sociology, economics, political science, and the humanities. So the first year is really general and broad. Then during the second year, you'll be focusing a little bit more. You'll be choosing an interdisciplinary major with 2 main disciplines at the heart of it. And then during the third year, you actually won't be at Sciences Po. You'll be doing an exchange at one of the 500 partner universities that we have worldwide. So that's mandatory. All of our students have to spend 1 full year abroad as part of the undergraduate program. And as when they come back from that third year abroad, they obtain a bachelor, which has the French grade of licence. And they'll come back to Paris. All of our students have guaranteed admission into a master's program, which are all of our, oh, I'm sorry, it seems that you have issues hearing me. So as I said, all of our graduates program are then located in Paris, and we offer a 2 years master's program in 7 different graduate schools. So that's very quick, I understand. It's really to give you a broad overview of the inner workings of Sciences Po. Now, to focus a little bit more about how our dual degree program works with Youth Berkeley, the idea is that it's offered on, oh, it seems, can you hear me properly? Amy and Margarita, is there any issue on your end? Okay, well, I'm sorry. It seems that some people have trouble hearing me. Sorry about that. So as I said, for our dual degree program with UC Berkeley, it's offered on 3 of our 7 campuses. The 3 campuses where all the teachings are done in English. The entire program is offered in English. And so there's no French requirement to be accepted into the program. And these 3 campuses are Le Havre, where the program is focusing on Asia, Menton, where it's focusing on the Middle East, and Reims, where you can choose between North America or Africa as a focus, as a regional specialization. As I said, the students will take the first 2 years of the courses with all the other students, regardless of the program they're enrolled in. So for the first 2 years, they'll just follow the exact same curriculum as any other graduating students from Sciences Po. But at the end of their second year, instead of going abroad for 1 year as an exchange student, they'll actually join Berkeley for 2 years. And I'll let Amy explain what exactly they'll be doing at Berkeley for the last 2 years. And so at the end of that 4-year program, 2 years at Sciences Po, 2 years at Berkeley, they obtain 2 bachelor's degree. They obtain the bachelor's degree from Sciences Po, the exact same bachelor's degree you'd get if you did just the 3 years program at Sciences Po, but you also obtain the bachelor's degree from Berkeley. And again, I'll let Amy give you some details about that. And after that 4-year program, you still retain guaranteed admission into a master's program, a graduate program at Sciences Po in Paris. So you'll be able to come back to Paris at the end of that 4-year program. In terms of tuition organization, it's easy. You only pay tuition where you are. So you pay tuition at Sciences Po for the first 2 years, and you don't pay tuition at Berkeley for the first 2 years. And then you transition to Berkeley. And so you pay tuition at Berkeley for the last 2 years of the program, and you don't pay tuition at Sciences Po. All right, so that's, I understand, very quick and very brief, but it's just to give you an overview of the working of the program. I'll let Amy explain how that works on the Berkeley part. And again, if you have any questions, you can ask them at the end of that presentation, or come and visit us in our respective booths at the end of the presentation. Amy, if you want to take it from here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Sylvain. I hope you can all hear me. I am thrilled to be here in a space where we can talk about dual degree. Dual degree for us is a really neat opportunity for our students to earn both 2 degrees from 2 universities, live in 2 cultures, and also really sort of experience the academic space in 2 cultures. Our thought as we transition students from Sciences Po campus into Berkeley is that everything you're doing at Sciences Po is preparing you to be a successful Berkeley student. And one of the things that we offer that is a real gift, considering the large public nature of Berkeley, is great advising staff. So you will have an advisor from the moment you enter into this dual degree program who will help you think about how you make sure that in 4 years you get 2 degrees and you never sort of miss a credit or you never miss an opportunity. For us at Berkeley, we are located in the Bay Area of San Francisco. So lots of great opportunities for you to explore that sort of Silicon Valley, San Francisco area of Northern California. But also academically, just like Sciences Po, we are one of the world's leading institutions when it comes to research, and especially when it comes to thinking about social sciences. We have had a lot of very historic US moments on the Berkeley campus when it comes to activism and the opportunity to think about civil activity. And we hope that when you're at Berkeley, you're bringing with you that same spirit that you were able to grab from your 2 years at Sciences Po. Now, Berkeley does have multiple colleges on campus, and we want to be careful that you understand that this is for humanities, social sciences, and the arts. This is not for our engineering and science programs at Berkeley. So when you come to the booth later and talk to me about this dual degree program, I will be highly suggesting that you look at our humanities and social sciences programs, because that's how we've designed this. When you come to Berkeley as a 3rd year student, a 1st year at Berkeley obviously, but 3rd year in your program, we can guarantee you housing, which is nice. And we can also make sure that as a cohort, your dual degree program is, you know each other. So even though you might be at different campuses in France, you'll come together as a cohort at Berkeley, which is nice because you'll get a chance to get to know each other and sort of live your experience. Important to note here that Berkeley has a lot of transfer students who come in the 3rd year. So while it might feel a bit awkward to think about entering a new university in what is in the US considered the middle, it's not, because there are lots of students coming in who have actually started at other institutions. This is a nice way for you to get not only 2 perspectives on education, but 2 different global perspectives on education. So the only thing I want to say in addition is that if you come to the booth, if you are ready to apply, you do have some pretty specific admissions requirements that we'd want to talk about to be sure that you know the path that you need to take. And it actually starts with applying to the University of California, Berkeley. So you'd have to meet the Berkeley requirements, and then we have a joint committee that works to make sure that in addition to Berkeley, we can also admit you to the dual degree program. So I guess my high points here are that when you do this program, you come into a cohort full of students who are interested in humanities, arts, and science, want to study in a place where the world recognizes the institution as a leader in thought and in practice, and also an opportunity for you in the end to have two incredible networks. So you'll have the alumni network of Sciences Po, which is enormous, and you'll also have the alumni network of Berkeley, which is also really, really large. So keeping that in mind, these two schools are working together to build something that is very student focused, and would be a good advantage for a student who's interested in studying humanities and social sciences, particularly for a global perspective. And if you come by the booth, I'll be happy to talk to you about some of the details of what it takes to apply to this program. I will just say straight up that this is a program that requires you to be academically ready to take a few risks, to engage at a high level, but our sense is that for students who really want to do this, our applicant pool has shown that people who apply bring that. And I would encourage you, if you're in that space, to come to the booth, talk to us. We'd be happy to talk to you about how to make this transition so that in the end, after 4 years, you've spent 2 years in one country, in one culture, 2 years in another, and you come out with 2 degrees. And the bachelor from both institutions is incredibly valuable. But when you combine them, we believe that it is so powerful and such a great student experience. So I'm going to turn it over to Margarita to talk about her program, but I would encourage you just to come by our booth, talk more about us, especially if you're approaching that point of application, so that you can learn more details about what you need to do to apply. Thanks for listening. Margarita.
Hi, I'm Margarita from TBS Business School, for the ones who just got connected. TBS is a triple accredited business school with campuses in Barcelona, Toulouse, the south of France, and Casablanca. At TBS, we offer a Bachelor in Management program. It's an undergrad, 3-year undergraduate degree. It's a course, it's a multi-campus experience, because as I said, we have the 3 campuses. And I'm going to speak about the opportunities of this international multi-campus experience. So at TBS, students will find the Bachelor in Management program that offers business and management courses with a specialization during the 3rd year, as well as academic exchange semesters with accredited partner universities. So how we do that? It's easy, because we invite the students to internationalize themselves through a semester-long exchange at a partner university. So students can study in 4 different locations during the program. I'm gonna share with you my screen so you can see better how it works. Let's see if you can see it. Up. So can you see the students can study on 4 different locations during the program: Barcelona, Toulouse, or Casablanca. These are our campuses, and the 4 destinations that can be selected from over 110 partner universities. We have these partners universities are in more than 39 countries. So that's a great opportunity. Here we have some of the partner universities. Besides that, the Barcelona campus is known for its international environment, as is an ideal school to meet classmates from all over the world, establish a wide professional network, and take the first steps in the job market thanks to the compulsory internships that the students have to do every year. So students have to do a mandatory internship at the end of the year. So since the first year, that means at the end of the 3 years and at the end of the program, students can have until 12 months of work experience. That's a great opportunity to find a job, because companies are appreciating this work experience. So it's a great advantage for you. So at TBS in Barcelona, students will find even that we go further when it comes to strengthen ties with our partner universities. You can go for a semester abroad, but also you can get a double diploma with one of our partner universities from Japan, Canada, Korea, Germany. This is a good opportunity for you, as my colleagues were saying with their double diploma. Here at TBS, you can also get a double diploma with some of our partner universities. So if students are looking for academic excellence, there are a few things better than obtaining a double degree. Also having some time to be in another country, learning from cultural diversity that offers are fantastic way of improving the professional CV. So much so that studying on a different campuses offer the necessary flexibility to successfully adapt to the particulars of two educational systems at the same time. So from TBS, we also like to underline the significance of the double diploma when it comes to receiving more transversal learning and from more points of view. So this is also to have different campuses and partner universities is a challenge for TBS. Uh, there are always some difficulties when allocating a students exchange, but we always get to manage that, and the students can enjoy the experience of living in different countries and different cultures. So if you want to know a little bit more about this program, just come by to see me to our booth. I will be happy to explain you a bit more about TBS Business School and their campuses and the battery management program and all the advantages that you can get coming to study with us. Thank you.
All right. Maybe we can take a few questions before we actually close. I think we still have
We
a
have
couple
2
of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any specific questions about either of the programs, maybe we can cover them here before we actually all return to our respective booth. So feel free to use the chat, I guess, to ask these questions and type in your question in the chat. We can all see them and we'll answer them. And if you don't have any questions, that's great. That seems that we were really clear on our different programs, and you can just visit our booth to learn more about the details of the academic programs and the application processes. How many applications do you take? So for the dual degree program, we don't have a specific cap in mind. We look at the number of applications we receive, and then we see how much space we have in the different universities, but we don't have any specific number in mind. So the idea is that we take students that qualify for both universities. So it's not a matter of how many spots we offer. It's more a matter of, does your profile fit what we're expecting? And again, you can find a little bit more about that on our dedicated website, or you can visit us in our booth and we can talk a little bit about that. I'll let Amy maybe talk about the tuition fees at Berkeley.
Yeah, sure. So tuition varies based on your residency status. So if you are a California resident, you pay in-state tuition. So if you or your family qualify for California residency, it would be about, at the moment, $16,000 US dollars for tuition. On top of that, anyone who does not qualify for California, that could be another state in the US, that could be another country in the world, would pay about $23,000 extra in a non-resident supplement. And that is per year. And I will also put in the caveat that it changes every year. So it's certainly important to remember, if you do this program, that each year we evaluate what the fees will be. I think that if you are an international student, you should also recognize that the opportunity to do the dual degree allows you to spend a little bit less, perhaps, in your first 2 years at Sciences Po. But we probably won't have a whole lot of financial aid available for our international students, unfortunately, just because we are a public institution primarily dedicated to providing aid to California students. Yes, Desmond, it is about at the moment, it's about $40,000 a year.
I'm sharing with you right now the website presenting in details our dual degree
Excellent.
program.
Thank you.
We have still another couple of questions about the dual BA, but we also received a question about the business program. So maybe Margarita, you want to?
Yeah, I think that's the one is for me. TBS is a triple accredited institution. Only 1% of business schools in the world are triple accredited. So that's a reference of the quality of the program. And also our 95% of our business graduate, the Bachelor in Management, they get a job after the 6 months. So that's another reference. It's a pretty good program, and also TBS is a well-recognized school in France.
We have also a couple of questions about language requirements for the dual degree programs. So as I said, we have at Sciences Po 7 different campuses, and some of them offer programs in French or even other languages. But with the dual degree program with Berkeley, it only works for with the 3 campuses that offer the programs in entirety in English at Sciences Po. So Le Havre, Menton, et Reims. With the exception that at Reims, we have 2 separate programs. One is focusing on North America and is offered in English, and one is focusing on the relationship between Europe and Africa, and that one is offered in French. So to be clear, the only requirement that there are for entering the campus at Le Havre, Menton, or the North American campus, the North American program at Reims, is a requirement in English. You can take all of your courses in French. Once you are at Sciences Po, you'll be able to take French and learn French. And if you already speak French, you'll be able to take some of your courses in French, but there is no requirement for the application process itself. Now, if you want to study in the Euro-African program at Reims, then yes, there is requirements in French because the courses are offered in French there, on top of requirements in English, because then you'll join Berkeley, where you'll need to be able to speak English.
Right.
And sorry, did you want to add something, Amy?
I was just going to say that if you are in an institution, a secondary school that is not teaching in English, Berkeley will ask you to take some level of English proficiency testing. So it could be TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, but if your classes are not taught in English in your school, you will have to show Berkeley in the application that you have proficiency in English.
And then it says that we have another question. To be clear, entering UC Berkeley is possible from any Sciences Po campuses. Well, yes and no. So when you apply as a high schooler, right after high school, you can only choose between the 3 Anglophone campuses, as I said, Menton, Le Havre, and Reims, where in Reims we have 2 programs. So you have 4 choices of program and 3 choices of campuses. However, we also have another admission process later in the program for Sciences Po students who are regularly admitted into one of the other campuses, and at the end of their second year, instead of applying to spend their 3rd year abroad as an exchange student, there is another parallel, if you want, admission process at the end of that second year. So we have students from different campuses who are able to join the program later on, but if you are interested in the dual degree right now, we strongly advise that you apply directly to the dual degree because that parallel process later on is slightly different, and for a couple of reasons. If you already are interested in the program, I think it's better to apply directly after high school. I hope that answers the question about that. We don't seem to have any other questions popping in the chat. So I guess it's time for us to wrap up, and thank you everybody for coming and listening to our presentation. Again, each of us will have our own booth, and so feel free to join and chat with us in our booth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.